There was a time when WrestleMania was the Super Bowl for people who believed in Santa Claus and steel chairs. It meant something. Legends were made, careers were ruined, and childhoods were traumatized in the best way possible. Fast forward to now, and WrestleMania feels less like an epic showdown, but more like a 2-day TikTok ad sponsored by whatever brand is trying to throw the most cash into Vince McMahon's hair dye fund. WrestleMania went from legendary moments, extreme match types, and career-ending injuries to Logan Paul doing front flips while Slim Jim and Prime logos fly across the screen. The same Slim Jim that gave us the flawless WrestleMania 26 is the same Slim Jim that's giving us this watered-down post-Vince McMahon circus. It's less showcase of the Immortals to showcase of whoever paid the most for a sponsorship slot. There's logos everywhere. Why is there a giant Prime logo in the middle of the ring? Come on. Now, don't get me wrong, Triple H has been doing a pretty good job, but he's proven to us that creatively running a company like WWE isn't as easy as hitting people with sledgehammers. Now, to be fair, we have to give credit where it's due. Triple H has been doing a pretty good job, after years of Vince McMahon's booking, like he was trying to speedrun Alzheimer's. Papa Paul finally came through like a divorced stepdad who does everything that your actual father couldn't do. We're finally getting long-term storytelling. Characters that feel like they were written by humans and not by Vince at 3 AM while covered in tanning oil and paranoia or something. Gunther is a legit master, not some cartoon German who gets squashed in 90 seconds, okay? Rhea Ripley actually looks like a WWE boss and not a Brad Stoll reboot. And the storylines are definitely not repetitive anymore. It's not like John Cena versus literally anybody in the locker room anymore. Things have changed, and I kinda appreciate that. Anything but that accursed era where John Cena would get one punch and be knocked down immediately, and still somehow loses 3/4 of the match, and still somehow finds a way to win. Big match, John. The wrestling quality, miles better. You can tell Trips isn't allergic to in-ring psychology like Vince was. He's not screaming in Michael Cole's ear every second, okay? Sometimes it's just about letting two people beat the hell out of each other and let the story tell itself. I mean, wild concept, right, Vince? Let's be real, WrestleMania 41 feels like it's already been written by ChatGPT and approved by a committee of aging execs who thinks Logan Paul is hip with the kids. The outcomes are so predictable, you could bet your grandma's pension and walk away richer than Vince after every budget cut. Okay. Then there's the celebrity cameos. I get it, WrestleMania needs to make a pop and, bring people that are actually relevant in pop culture. But now we've reached the point where we're inviting every single celebrity that happens to be verified on Instagram. I mean, we don't need Travis Scott's random appearances. We want the original Cactus Jack. Half the card of WrestleMania 41 looks like a Mr. Beast thumbnail. Okay guys, we've put in a bunch of TikTok kids and we're gonna put them in a steel cage and see how much they fare. Come on. And of course, after 20 years, 65 never give up speeches, Cena has finally decided to join the dark side. That's like Goofy popping up in a Chinese restaurant menu. Cool, but 15 years way too late. So, John Cena officially turned heel. And it's not just the little oops, I turned into a villain, oh my gosh. Nah, this man went full Anakin Skywalker. One minute John Cena's hugging Cody like it's a Fast and the Furious ending. Next he's beating him up like he tried to rizz up Nikki Bella. And of course The Rock is involved. It's not a WrestleMania at this point unless Dwayne Johnson crashes through storylines like it's a Jumanji sequel. And Cena didn't just turn heel, he turned full divorced dad with a podcast. He came on SmackDown to talk about how the fans used him, abused him, and left him like a Thugonomics mixtape that never was. And on the other side, you've got Cody Rhodes, America's most handsome underdog nepo baby. The guy spent 2 years carrying WWE's main event scene on his back like a CrossFit Jesus. And now he's gotta fight like a jacked up Buzz Lightyear with abandonment issues. It's perfect storytelling. Cena wants to destroy the legacy that he helped build. Cody wants to defend it. One guy's fighting for glory, the other's fighting because he got booed at a random SummerSlam in the middle of 2012 or something. Come on. This match is gonna be insane, I can't lie. Legacy versus bitterness. Golden Boy versus man who turned off the lights. If Cena wins, he becomes 17-time world champion, officially surpassing Ric Flair. That's if Jon Stewart doesn't come strutting along the entrance like Trevor Noah stole his job or something.
I could not let John Cena tie the great Ric Flair.
John with an elbow to Jon Stewart.
If Cody wins, well, wrestling might be safe for at least one more year. Look, this is not me saying Cena's heel turn isn't fire, but you know what would have been even better? A little something called long-term storytelling. You know, the thing WWE remembers once every solar eclipse. Instead of last-minute swerves and surprise return every time the ratings drop lower than Vince McMahon's morals, why don't we just build a story? I mean, imagine if Cena had been slowly unraveling for months. You know, little subtle hints, you know, subtle jabs, you know, hairline receding as a metaphor for sanity. I mean, have you ever noticed this? But every time when a WWE wrestler loses that hairline, it's always like they become this, I don't know, watered down version of themselves. Remember the pipe bomb era? Like, okay, I'm on to nothing. But nah, we just went from rise above hate to burn it all down in a few commercial breaks. So I did a little bit of research before shooting this video, and I actually wanted to find out what other matches are actually there apart from Cody Rhodes and Cena. And I was way more excited about the Divas division after finding out they fumbled that too by giving Charlotte another opportunity to collect titles like a Pokemon. She's going against Tiffany Stratton, the buff Barbie. In Vince's time, it was going to be called Blonde vs. Blonde, and then whoever loses has to have that haircut. That would have been more interesting, but those are the perks you get from Vince being at his peak. Now, we're just going to have to go with trips. And another thing that we really should get over is stop the PG era nostalgia bait. Yes, John Cena is iconic. Yes, The Rock's eyebrow has more charisma than half the roster. But dragging him out every year is like rewatching the same Marvel movie and expecting a different ending, okay? Give them the main event. Stop treating Cena and Rock like they're the only Wi-Fi signals in the building, okay? Then we've got Io Sky, the high-flying sensation who takes on Bianca Belair, the EST of WWE. It's the clash of styles, hair whips, and who can outshine the other in the ring. And then we have Bron Breakker, the human wrecking ball and son of a real estate mogul, defending his title against the luchador, a demon, and a guy who still calls Rhea Ripley mommy. CM Punk, back from his UFC mess adventures, faces Seth, I wanna fight you in the octagon, Rollins, and Roman, head of the table Reigns. It's a triple threat of egos, grudges, and whoever who can cut the best pipe bomb. Don't even get me started about the tag team division. I don't even want to talk about that, because there's definitely no profit in the street. This isn't hate, it's heartbreak. It's like finding out your favorite wrestler's catchphrase was ghostwritten by a 50-year-old marketing exec in Connecticut. WrestleMania used to be the moment. Now it's just a bloated crossover episode where nostalgia meets influencer culture in a steel cage of corporate branding. But hey, maybe Backlash will be better, right? Maybe Cody will stop crying. Maybe Bron Breakker will get a real storyline. Maybe WWE will stop booking like your drunk uncle playing Universe Mode at 2 a.m. Maybe. Just maybe. And as for WrestleMania 41, I'm still gonna watch it, but I'm nowhere near as excited. Tell me in the comments if you feel the same. This has been a lackluster rollout for WrestleMania. But, you know, hopes up. Maybe there's gonna be a surprise or something. I mean, yeah, and my name is Saint Hilarious, and I make fun of pop culture because therapy is just way too expensive. And please subscribe so I make enough money and not look as chopped as Dabo. Thank you. Peace.